I appreciate.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Toytography Live. I am your host, Brian Carr, and I'm here with the wonderful Dan the Man. Hello, Dan.
Greetings. What is the good word on Wednesday this week?
Man, it's a lot of good words, hopefully. But we're doing good. I mean, we've had so far I've had a productive week, and hopefully everyone else is having a productive week as well. Thank you very much for joining us today. We actually have someone here. Let's see. Crispy Craig, what's going on, sir? Thank you for joining us. And we have Bram here. Hello. And Jesse. Hey, Jesse, good to see you, sir. And of course, the famous Bob. Yes, Terrible Tuesday. Oh man, I hope that is a phrase that does not stick.
All I know is that I woke up yesterday morning and the IRS had already dipped their fingers in my checking account.
Oh well, yeah, that's the way that stuff goes. And good evening. Yes, good evening. Good to see you, man. It's always a pleasure to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in to the channel. I'm trusting that you guys have had some well, I'll just say a good week so far. And judging by the photos that have been submitted that we're going to take a look at today, you guys have definitely been doing some improvements. So it is definitely nice to see everyone just like literally taking the tips that we've been sharing and tips that other people have been sharing in other areas. And we've been seeing changes to everyone's photography, and it's just been really fantastic to watch everybody's progress. So we're super excited to see the photos that are submitted today. And also we have some Jedi Eric. Hello. Thank you for being here. Before we get started, we definitely want to give a shout out to the ones that are helping to make this possible, because we're just it's good to do this stuff, but we also just appreciate all the other areas in this toy world that contribute to all the things that we are able to do and things like that, because it wouldn't have been made possible without the help of these other toy companies. So first and foremost, we want to give a shout out to Jazz Inc. Dioramas. They're currently taking pre-orders for their Catwoman figure, as well as this new Batcave they're releasing. And oh my gosh, you guys have to go over to Jazz Inc.'s Facebook group and also check out their YouTube channel, because they've been giving updates on the Batcave. The Bat computer. That it just looks fantastic, like full LED screens that are showing up on there, and it just looks phenomenal. But they're also taking pre-orders for this Catwoman figure. This is obviously the Michelle Pfeiffer version. There are 3 different versions that they are releasing. One is the clean version. That's this version here, where you can see there's no battle damage to it. And then there's another version of it that'll have full battle damage. As you can see, like the roots in the hair and things like that. Facial expressions on both of these will just look absolutely fantastic for both. But if you go for the third option, which is pre-ordering both figures, then there's a cool diorama base that they will add to it as well. So yeah, there's a lot of different features that go with this figure. So it's just absolutely fantastic, and you guys definitely should not pass up. But there are other products that they are having available for pre-order, so you do not want to miss that. Like I said, I have a few of their items, and it's just top quality stuff. So I always enjoy it. So definitely want to give a shout out to them. The next shout out I'm going to give to is our good friends at Big Bad Toy Store, because they are the ones that were really helping us during the Toytography Challenge. And we are so grateful for all the things that they did, which they just contacted me today. So the person who recently won the last figure, the Stavros figure, they just sent me information to them. So they have their free gift that is being sent to them. So just a huge thanks to Big Bad Toy Store. But whatever you're looking for, whether it be 1/6 scale, 1/4, 1/18, they all have some fantastic stuff that you can have for your collection. So definitely you do not want to miss out on any of the things they have available, because that stuff does go quick, especially the high-end items. They go pretty quick on there. So thank you so much for that. And we got some new folks that have joined us. George is here.
George has jumped in.
And Laura is here, and I'm just going to go with the assumption that Laura is driving safe while she is on her way back. So thank you guys for joining us. Also, want to do an update right now for anyone who is, you're missing out if you definitely do not have this real quick. You know what? Actually, I was going to pull up the screen, but I actually have it right here in front of me. This is the current issue that is available right now for Toytography Magazine. This is the March issue. It is a fantastic issue. This is actually our first cover that we have where the cover actually wraps around. But we have our interview with Nutty Bacaz, and also we have a diorama tutorial from Vasco Toys. You guys do not want to miss out on this. It's just rich with information in this magazine. So definitely jump on that if you haven't already. Also, just to give an update. So I did mention it last Saturday during our special show that we had, that there was a little delay in the orders, but everything is getting resolved and we should be processing those orders this week. Everyone who has placed the order up to this point, you're being processed, and you'll definitely be taken care of this week. And also, speaking of the issue, we do have a issue that is on its way out the door. So if you do not have this issue, you definitely want to get on it right now. We actually interviewed Andrew Camera on Saturday, and we showed off some of his work, which is in this issue, as well as some other stuff. And oh my gosh, Andrew has some serious talent. Just combining toys and nature is just absolutely fantastic. And for those of you who do not know, we also interviewed Mandy Burton for this issue, and she just did a phenomenal job with the photography that she does. And so she specifically talks about doing photography with just one light and just working with one light, just angle it different ways, and you can really get some dramatic lighting. So for those of you who say, I don't have an extravagant set, and I don't have a number of different areas I can put on my lights and everything, Mandy talks about how you can work with just one light and using that in your favor. So it was a fantastic talk, and again, a big thanks to Mandy for just being a part of the magazine. She just does phenomenal work. So we are so grateful that she was able to be in that issue. So if you want to get that issue, it will be available until June. In June, when we have our next issue released, that particular issue is going to be heading out the door. So you definitely want to jump on that before it is in the vault and gone. Okay.
And if you missed our Saturday show, go back and check it out, because Andrew was it's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And God forbid you missed last Wednesday.
Right.
Go back and check it out.
Right.
And make sure that you smash like and notifications so you know when Brian and I are coming into your house.
Yeah.
That didn't really sound good, did it?
That's all right. That is all right. So I have one other thing that I would like to share with you guys, we have been listening to your feedback, and this was this started to become a request, and so we started looking into like, okay, how can we pull this off? And for those of you that are part of it, we actually put out a poll a few days ago about how to go about doing it. There were a number of people who said they really didn't have a preference of how we did it, but then there was also a number of you that said they're totally fine with just doing a pre-recorded. So we are announcing today that we're actually going to be doing a new type of show. It is going to be, let's go ahead, let's pull this up right now so you guys can see the image for it. We introduce to you Toytography Dynamics. This is going to be a new show that is going to cover the art of posing figures. We're going to cover a number of different areas in posing your figures. It's going to be either specific to a figure, or it's going to be specific to a type of pose. So let's say posing with guns. We're going to do a number of different poses with guns. So this is kind of stepping away a little bit from the photography side, even though we will show some images in there, but it's kind of stepping out of the photography side and focusing more on posing your figures. I will say there's a little limit to my posing sometimes because I do everything practical. I don't do any kind of Photoshop or anything like that. So therefore I try to pose my figure in a way to where I'm using a stand to hold the figure, but I'll pose it in a way so that you cannot see the stand, even though it's right there in front of you. So and because of that, it does put a little bit of a limitation on how I pose my figure sometimes. But in this particular case, stand or no stand, we are going to go all out, full force into posing figures. So yeah, we're going to basically do any kind of dynamic pose we can pull off. In addition to showing the poses, because it's not just going to be me, we will have interviews with other posers, guys who specifically do a phenomenal job when it comes to posing figures. So we will have interviews, we will have posing sessions with those guys and girls who are just do a fantastic job with posing, so that we'll get all the areas. I'm glad that you guys like my work, but I just want to specifically say that it's not just me. Okay, there are a lot of other people out there that do a fantastic job. So I don't want it to have where it's just me doing poses. There's going to be plenty of other people that we're going to get on to the show as well, so you guys can be able to see their method and how to do posing. But again, we're going to try to tackle just about every single area of figure posing that we can. That'll just help in that one area of photography. So yeah, so this, even though it falls into that same category, again, we're just going to be kind of focusing more on the figure posing and less about the photography. And then from time to time, we will throw some photos in so you guys can be able to see that. But most importantly, this will be something to help you guys out because sometimes figure poses really bring out more of the imagination. Right. And that's what we want to tackle. That's the muscle that we want to exercise. We want to exercise your imagination. And so that's what we're going to be doing with Toytography Dynamics. So like I said, we are going to go with the preference of having a pre-recorded show. So it will be pre-recorded so that we can throw in some extra photos and things like that. But whenever we announce, a new episode that's uploaded, we'll definitely let you guys know ahead of time so you guys can be able to check it out. But yes,
and it'll span the gamut. A lot of it's going to be focused on the 1/6 scale figures because we do see a lot of those, but
Yes.
there'll be 1/12. I'm sure that we'll probably even get some people who do 1/18 scale. So maybe once in a while, Brian will let me throw one of my little 1/12ers in, and we'll go from there.
Yes, yeah. I mean, like I said, we're going to
for everybody.
A number of different areas, and well, we see another. I see another comment that just grabbed my attention here. Who is saying this right here? This said, one thing I hope you can do, Ryan, is get some diorama creators on here to tell how to make different dioramas. You know what? That's a good idea, and that is a possibility. So you know what? We're all about listening to the suggestions. So we will work on that. We will work on getting someone here to. I mean, you know, I know from experience, and I know some of you know from experience that creating a diorama is not a quick process. So obviously, it's something that we will not be able to, you know, do live on the show, but we can bring someone on here who does diorama builds, and they can just throw out some tips to help you guys, you know, get started. And also, if you guys have any questions, if you guys have questions on how to, you know, put certain things together on dioramas, we can be able to address that. So thank you very much for that suggestion. We will look into seeing who we can bring on here to cover that area as well. Again, it all falls into the category of toytography, so we definitely want to you know, bring that in and discuss it for sure. So yeah, and you know, any other areas that you guys are thinking about. But yes, we will definitely put that. You know what? I'm gonna put that down on the table right now. For those of you who don't know,
the fact that building diodes takes time.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, we're see, there you go. Yeah.
And it hasn't. I haven't had the time to sit down and do anything on it. So.
Okay. You know, and for those of you who don't know, we started this Toytography live session because this began as just a meeting between Dan and I about what we were going to bring into our next issue of Toytography magazine. And so we're kind of bringing you guys in because we do look at a number of different things. So yeah, and so from time to time I'll take notes. So
you guys are now part of the inner brain trust.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, we would definitely bring it in, just, you know, show something for everybody. So yeah, I'm glad you guys are liking the idea. That is definitely liking the idea, and this is all so that we can, you know, we're having you guys in mind, and that's the main thing. So well, I'm glad we're able to make you guys happy. That's the whole point of the show, is to inspire you and, you know, help you in any kind of possible way. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Let's move on to a couple of things. Actually, let's go ahead and just discuss any new things that we received. So Dan, I'll start with you, sir. Did you have anything you wanted to
share? Go ahead. A couple more things that came in the week I was gone. I said I was going to be saving them. So
yes.
We have finally came in.
Okay.
The Marvel Legends Blue and Gold X Factor Cyclops.
Nice.
I do wish that they had given him the big boot cuffs that he had. And you know, many years ago, they did a Cyclops Dark Phoenix with, I think it's the Dave Corkum style costume of his, you know, where it's just the blue tunic and trunk, and then the yellow trunks, yellow boots, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Hasbro needs to do a new one because I have to have an original version Cyclops. It's driving me nuts. And what's really funny is I got this guy in this pose, and I had the other head on with the blast effect.
Okay.
And you know, this thing is fairly heavy.
Yeah.
But I put him in this pose, and he stands up just fine with it, which is great. I took this out, and he starts tipping over.
Wow, that's weird.
So okay. I think it was counterbalancing. And then the other item, which I'm going to be I'll be taking pictures of probably by the end of the week for a weekend review. I'll be doing that Cyclops too, but this guy has been kind of a requested.
Okay.
Is Mafex Friendly Neighborhood Spidey.
Oh, you know what? I saw someone who recently, I think it was that one that someone was recently doing a review on it, and seemed like they weren't too happy.
Yeah, there was a lot popping up. I've been playing around with them and looking at them, but I haven't really. I wanted to enjoy it before I dove into it.
Okay.
And so I'll be diving into that. But I did post my review preview here on YouTube last night.
Okay.
For the Spider-Man 2099.
Oh yes. Okay.
I'm gonna say thank you to everybody right now because it's only been up for like a day, and it's got over 1,600 views for a short. That's like my top performing short. So thank you everybody who has checked that out.
Nice.
And that review is pictures are all done for that. That review's in process. It's going to be probably posted tomorrow or Friday.
Nice. Man, you know what? Actually, it's funny that you brought that up because I got. I'll pull this up because I mean, we just saw him in the photo that I just showed to show off the our art of Posey because I took the photo and I haven't put him back in the case yet. So you just show yours and here's mine. So
nice.
This is I mean, honestly, I think this has to be the coolest looking 1/6 scale Cyclops that I've seen in a while. I like the fact that it comes with the jacket and everything. And this was the exclusive version. So it does come with the optic blast. So you can remove this and then replace it with an optic blast. But the exclusive version actually comes with another visor where a little bit of smoke is coming from the visor, and that was an extra one that just looked really cool. It was cool to have. So I might actually take a photo with that. I'm kind of feeling a little inspired to do that. So I may.
I'll tell you, I love it when it doesn't matter what size they do for Cyclops figures. When they do an attachment where you've got just that little tendril of smoke energy coming from the
yes,
visor. That just always looks so sick, especially if you get a really good photo with it.
Yeah, I was glad that I was able to get my hands on that when it got released because I just think that's just a nice little touch on that. So yeah, did George, you got that one too, man?
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, from the Matrix. Oh, okay.
Well, and I'll bet you the jacket from the Mezco helps to hide kind of the odd look to his shoulders for that Mafex one. I passed on that one, and boy, I could kick myself. I wished I'd have grabbed
it. Yeah. We have another question here. Let's see. I want more people to see my photos, but I don't get traction. Even with great photos, what am I doing wrong? I don't think it's jealousy, but maybe intimidation. I'm wrong. No, man. I can understand. I mean, just to be open and honest with you, man, I understand how you feel, and my thing was, I was the same way. I went through a time where it just seemed like I don't know, like nothing was happening, and so what I did was I challenged myself. I got to the point where I was for 1 year straight, I uploaded a photo every day. And when I started doing that, for one thing, I saw my stuff evolving, which, that was a total improvement. And then I started noticing like my, I just like an increase in my followers. Now, here's the difference for me, and I'll say that this is just an area where I receive. So I'm not saying that that it's not possible. This is just what happened to me. When I first started uploading my photos, to my Instagram account, I roughly had about maybe 30, 40 followers, something like that. And I just started getting serious with it. I just started uploading photos. And I think within 1 year, I went from like 30 to 40 followers to, I think it was, man, I want to say it was probably like close to 600, 700 within that year. And so it was, it was cool to see. But when I started spending more time with other photographers, other toy photographers who had thousands of followers and stuff like that, for one thing, they started way before me. So in a time where Instagram was constantly pushing for photos, that was like prime time for growth. But since then, Instagram has kind of evolved into some other things. And now it feels like before you used to have to jump through hoops in order to get noticed. Now you got to jump through flaming hoops in order to get noticed. And now the flaming hoops are spinning in order to get noticed. And so it's just, it's kind of like it just turned into a game. And when I started talking to those other photographers who already got really big, from their perspective, after that, it was just like, it's a bit overrated. It's a bit overrated to be, just doing the stuff to try and get noticed. And it's exhausting to try and do that stuff to try and get noticed. Yep. But what ended up happening was I started to remove my focus from trying to get the big numbers and started putting my focus on, out of the small numbers, who was noticing, who were the ones in the small numbers. And when I started focusing on that, that's the stuff that became important. And that's when I started getting noticed. Like when we recently did this thing with Big Bad Toy Store, it was mainly because, I started just putting my focus on who those people were. So that was my thing. So I would say, if you just do your photography and just have fun with it,
yep,
you won't be so concerned with how many people are looking. You'll just have fun with the photography, and guarantee when you start focusing on that, you'll get noticed in areas that you didn't even know people were looking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's that kind of thing. And honestly, I would say, I only have 1,700, I think right now, 1,700 followers on Instagram. But I'm sorry, but it don't really bother me. Yeah. And the thing is, it doesn't bother me because of the people that I've met, like being able to, sit down and talk with George, sit down and talk with Jesse, and talk with Mandy, and people like that, and Johnny Woo and stuff like that. It was like being able to talk with those guys. It's really fantastic, to be able to meet them and talk with them. But the funny thing is, when you talk with them, numbers are the big thing. It's like it's not really a big thing for them. So I would say just keep doing what you're doing, and don't look at the numbers. If you look at the numbers, you're gonna get discouraged. You're really gonna get discouraged, and you might try to end up in a wheel that's gonna burn yourself out and stuff. So just the main thing is just have fun with it. As a matter of fact, here's being consistent helps. That is the thing. It's important of who it is, and that's the thing about it. So I would just encourage you to just keep going, keep doing what you're doing. It's and it's for this right here. I'm not that good, man. I can understand. I can understand how you feel. I truly can understand how you feel, because I felt the same way when I was doing my photography, because I would be looking at my photos, and then I would look at someone else's, and I'm like, dang man, how come I'm not doing that? How come I'm not doing this kind of thing? And sometimes it's not about the fact that they just know more. It's just their style is different. And that's the thing that we've also learned. It's like you're looking at everyone's style. Because I will tell you right now, and I think I've mentioned this before, there are other photographers that, I mean, they are phenomenal in 1/6 scale, fantastic in 1/6 scale. And then there are other photographers that I've seen produce photos better than the person who did the 1/6 scale, and their figure of choice was Legos. And it's just like, how do you try and mesh that up, because they're two separate areas. But one just excels in one area. I have another guy that I interviewed. I believe his name was Nico. We interviewed him one of our issues a couple of years ago, and all he did was cars. And funny thing was I asked him, I said, why cars? Of all the, it was like some other people do figures or whatever, and he was just like, where I live, there are no figures. They only sell cars. So it was like that's all. But he started out working with Hot Wheels, and now Nico gets, he gets requests from like Porsche and Le Mans and Ferrari and stuff like that, and all because they looked at his photography. And so again, it's not about how many, it's who they are. And so yeah, it's just a thing. So I understand that there are sometimes when you feel like your wheels are spinning and you're not going anywhere, but man, I'm telling you, it's think of it as like you're in the gym, and rather than trying to run to see if you're running faster than somebody else, it's more really about just flexing that or working out that muscle. So I would say just enjoy the journey. I'm kind of talking to myself because sometimes I still feel that way sometimes when I'm looking at, I would say for me right now, to be in all transparency, I sometimes look at my YouTube channel and I'm just like, oh man, I want the big numbers on my YouTube channel. So I'm looking at that. But my problem is, and then I had to learn to just stop myself, was I had to stop looking at everybody else's channel. And actually my wife, sometimes she would tell me, I'm like, look at this person's numbers and look at mine, and so my wife was like, but you're not them. So it's just like you kind of have to be like, okay, I understand. It's like that's the whole thing. You try and compare yourself to somebody else and you don't know their story, and so it's best to just take what and just keep going, and you will definitely get there. You will definitely get there. So yeah, imposter syndrome, yeah. And that's the thing. It's honestly, and again, this is me, and this is part of the reason why we do Toytography Magazine, is because I look for the uniqueness in photography. I like to cover all areas, and so I just look at how I discovered a person who does the Legos. It was like they do an area that's not even the area of photography that I do, but it's still in the area of toy photography. So it got my attention. But the main thing was I like people that are different. I like looking at toy photography and looking at the variety of toy photographers in all of their areas and their styles. And so it's just been a joy to look at everyone. So I would say just keep posting, keep posting your photos. If you're not part of our Facebook group, definitely join and post your photos there so we can, just all enjoy and encourage. Because again, we just, it's just a joy to at least for me, it's a joy to look at everybody's photos, as well as during those times we take everybody's photos and we put them in our next issue of the magazine. So at least I know that on my end, I do what I can to kind of promote, everybody and just create that that platform for everybody to see, because there are people who, you know, who get overshadowed by, you know, the light in someone else. So I can totally understand that. But yeah, like I said, just keep going at it. You'll be okay. You'll be all right. Just keep posting your photos. And while you're doing that, you're improving. The nice thing about it is when you're doing your photos and you look back on the photos that you did before, you'll be able to see the progress that you've been making. So yeah, so that's my advice to you. No charge, no charge. so yeah, so yeah. Well, as far as my stuff, I do have a figure that's actually is still on the way. It's in the mail, so I had nothing that showed up today. But I have a figure that I just recently got, maybe a few weeks ago, and I discovered something new about the figure that I didn't know the feature that the figure had. so I'm going to be showing that today. So I have I've shown this guy before, and the thing about it is this figure, at least none that I saw, this figure didn't come with any instructions. So I didn't know that this figure had this feature until I saw someone else do a video of it and showed it, and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't know it could do that. So for those of you who see this figure and you know the features, you know what I'm talking about, then more power to you. And my next question is, how come you didn't tell me? So I got this guy here. You remember when I showed it? This is the Darksiders figure.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and so I mean it's a fantastic figure, and it has some great posability and things like that. But man, one of the other things, and I'm gonna show this because I got the I was able, even I was late in getting it, I was able to get the special edition version of it, which came with one extra weapon, which I'll show you guys right now. So it came with these pieces, right? So these are the, you know, just other weapons that it comes with. But man, I did not know that you can shine a black light on these things and they all light up.
Oh, that's wild.
So I was just like, dude, I was like, I didn't even know that that it had that feature. But yeah, it can show, you know, all those areas light up. And then on the figure itself, the eyes light up.
That's cool.
So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna have some more fun with this. But yeah, I didn't know that this thing had that feature. So yeah, this is and the one who actually got me hooked with this figure was Alberto, who was in our recent Toytography challenge, and he was talking about how great the figure is. And man, so I was like, yeah, I definitely have to pick that up. Which for those of you who have, I mean, if you haven't seen the Toytography challenge show by now, man, y'all missing out. Just go to my channel, go to the videos that we have. They've been all at this point, all 5 episodes are up now, so you guys can go and check out all the episodes. But geez, man, the photos that were submitted by all 5 guys, they're just, I mean, just absolutely phenomenal stuff. So yeah, you guys should definitely go and check it out. Don't say anything, George. Don't say no. So yeah, I was just gonna say it's a fantastic show. But yeah, for those who know about George, you know about George, and that's all I'm gonna say. Yes, and we are working on that. We are totally working on that. So yeah, it's gonna be coming soon. So, but I mean, for those of you who have already looked at everything, man, thank you so much for you guys for checking out the shows and everything. One other thing that I wanted to show you guys, this is not something new. I've had it for a while, but we've been talking about it literally for the past couple of weeks. We've been talking about it, and so I just brought it on just to show you guys. This is my my small smoke machine. So what I use for creating the smoke effect and stuff. So this is literally just how small this guy is, and I think it's still got some. I think it's still got some juice in there, but it has this, and then it has my little remote to it, so I can just put that out. But it's a nice, cool thing. It does the effect, and then I have like a number of different tubes and stuff you can put with it. But I like the fact that it's small and it gets the job done like fantastic. So yeah, you guys should definitely invest in one if you can. I think this one only I think it only cost me like $30-$40. I think might have been cheaper, but it's a great thing. I found it on Amazon. I'll see if I can put the link in there if it's still available. I'll put it in there for you guys to see. But if you guys don't have a smoke machine for your figures, it's definitely something to invest in. I mean, it when used properly, because there's a learning curve to it for sure. But when used properly, you can create some fantastic images and the stuff. So definitely want to invest in something. As you can see, you don't need nothing big. Nothing major or anything. This is just a nice, small little handheld thing, but it definitely gets the job done. So with that said, man, we do have some photos to take a look at. So we're definitely going to now take a look at some photos that were submitted so that we can, learn for some folks and give some tips where we can. So I'm going to go ahead and jump. These are for the people who submitted a photo in our Facebook group. So if you're not part of the group, you can head over to the Toytography Magazine Facebook group. And all you have to do is submit a photo and use the hashtag TTM Live. And we'll be able to take a look at, the photos that you will submit. It is... we try to grab as many as we can. We only do 5 just for the sake of the show, just to keep it as far as the time is concerned. So let's jump right into our first image right now. I think you're gonna like this, Dan. First and foremost, we have Bram.
Yeah,
used.
Saw that. That dragon's getting away from Mando.
Yes. So I gotta say, man, this is again, this is all really good. I really like the fact that Bram has been keeping the overall tone. Your lighting. I mean, every image that we have seen that you submitted, your lighting has been consistent all the way through. There's been a couple of areas where you had your white light, so your one light may have been a little more dominant in other images, but there still has been a level of consistency with it. So I definitely have to say this was definitely a good image with you got your headlights. I do like the fact that you are relying on the lights from the headlights to provide light to the image. So definitely good job on that. I would say, from judging from the rays coming from the light, you probably had a little bit of a longer exposure on that, but it still comes out really good. My only thing is, and this just comes with practice. This just comes with practice, and it's good that we're going to cover these areas. I would say just the pose that you have Mando in, I kind of would have changed it a little bit. I mean, just how I position his legs and stuff. So, oh yeah, okay. So I can see he has 20 seconds. Yeah, 20 seconds. A 20-second exposure that would definitely cause for your rays to start to just slowly creep out as you're taking your image. So yeah, so I can totally understand with that. But yeah, that was my only thing. I would say it's I mean my guess is from the wings. The wings, he spread the wings and he pushed Mando back, so he's flying back. It's it's kind of hard to pull off. You can pull it off, and it's something I'll cover, when we do our posing sessions. But it's a slight little thing when a figure or when a person is falling, whether it be to the side or falling back or something like that. And naturally, what you will try to do is you'll try to, in a way, catch your footing while you're falling back. So when it's an issue like this where it looks like he's being hit so hard, you can't. I probably would have adjusted just the legs a little bit, because it literally looks like both his legs and his feet. Both his legs and his arms are even spread out, which in a way you wouldn't necessarily do that. So I probably would have took one of his arms and maybe raised it up a little bit, and maybe the same thing for his legs. Or if his arms are in a both area, I would change his legs a little bit just to make it a little uneven. Because it's like it's supposed to be just a wild throwback. So that's what I would just do a little bit. Were you actually using his cape to hold him up? I'm curious if you're trying to do that, because it looks like that's kind of what was going on. He was kind of using the cape, the stiffness of the cape to hold him up. I'm not sure, but either way, yeah, that's my only thing. But other than that, man, I mean, this is still just a really, really good shot that you did. So okay, so you did do it. Okay, so you had a different angle. So it's just the angle of the shot. Okay. To hit the stand. I got you. Okay. Oh, hey, that makes sense. That makes sense. You're using to hold the stand up. Okay. Yeah, and sometimes you'll do that. Sometimes you'll have your figure positioned a certain way, and the camera, because of a certain angle, would give a different impression than what you're actually seeing. So yeah, I can understand that. I can totally understand that. So, but anyway, the whole thing I'm saying is a minor thing anyway. Still, it's overall just a great shot. So, man, definitely good job on that. Dan, did you have anything to add?
I don't really have anything of value to add to that. I mean, I do like the fact that he added Link out there. I was thinking probably when you're talking about the posing, maybe get the leg a little bit more.
Okay.
Along those lines, where it does look like he's being kind of kicked back, but
yeah.
I mean, other than that, though, I like the shot.
Yeah, that would be the thing. I mean, in a way, I would kind of, I don't know. I might even, if I was doing this, I might actually twist him a little bit too, like like he's literally being thrown in one of the direction. But again, it's a mild thing. So yeah, I understand. Though a number of different angles, and then you settled on this one. So still, good job, sir. Definitely a good job. Our next image, this is from Jay Khaled. This is again another fantastic portrait. I like this side profile, man. I think this looks really good.
Yeah, we don't get too many of those. That's a nice.
Yeah, usually the shots are like head on. But yeah, this was good. My only thing is I would kind of maybe turn his shoulders a little bit more, like maybe place this shoulder over here, and that way you can see a little bit more of his chest, and you'll be able to see a little more of his hand holding the sword. So that would be my only thing, just to turn him just ever so slightly, just a little bit more. But again, that just falls into the category of posing, and getting the right angle. But besides that, this is great lighting. You have good lighting on there. I like your shadows along this area and license face. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the Hot Toys Deadpool, which has movable eyes. So he was able to pose the eyes, which, you know what? That's another area that we can toss into the category of our posing sessions for the Art of Posing show is eye articulation. Because now, in addition, besides Hot Toys, there are some other companies out there that have released figures where you can move the eyes. And sometimes posing the eyes can be a problem. So we can give tips on how to pose the eyes on these figures so that it'll look right. I do remember just recently I was listening to watching Terry Smith on this thing, and he was saying that eyes just make him nervous, so he doesn't really touch them. So he just kind of leaves them just the way they are, which I can totally understand. It's like, trying to get them just right and stuff like that. So it can be a tricky thing. It can definitely be a tricky thing. But man, when you get those eyes in the right spot, like this right here, he's got the eyes in the right spot, and they just look fantastic, dude. So you definitely did a good job on that. Next we have Ken. This is I think we looked at this image before, and I think Ken wanted us to give some feedback on it. This is just I said the same thing before, and I'm gonna say it again. It's like, man, I understand how Spider-Man feels, because I wouldn't want to be next to that toilet anyway. So want to be on the wall trying to get away from it. I totally understand. It'd be the same thing. It actually looks like, is that a urinal that he put right there?
It is.
Wow.
He's hanging out over the urinal, taking care of.
Ken never stops with the humor.
And if you look on the floor underneath him, you'll see a wet spot.
Oh, jeez. Leave it to Ken, man. This is definitely yeah.
I did like the Star Wars posters and the Dukes of Hazzard kind of reference poster in there, and the Jaws pizza. Ken did. He threw in a bunch of good stuff. This is just a great shot.
Yes. Yeah, I see. Yeah, so he tried to put as many pop culture things in there. Yeah, that's yes. So I mean, guys, Ken, this is something else, man. So it kind of makes you just want to stare at all the other things. Oh, so you got Palpatine over here. You got Star Wars. Is that Dukes of Hazzard that you got right there? It looks like,
yeah, it looks like a little spoof on the Dukes, and there's a little Jaws pizza spoof below it. E.T. in there.
E.T. on there. Oh man, this is something else. Well, overall, I say your lighting is good. With your lights shining down right here, that's fantastic. That's one of the things I sometimes try to do, is I try to have the lights themselves in the shot to help sell the reality of, no, the lighting that you're seeing is the lighting that's coming from in the shot, and trying to pull it out. So this is a really nice job on this.
We should have Ken come on sometime and just talk about this build.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, Ken's been doing. Ken, I have to say, man, you've been doing a really good job with your diorama pieces that you've been putting together. So we should we'll definitely talk about that pretty soon. So yeah, that'll be cool to have you on here. And I mean, it's always a treat to just be able to see the creativity of these guys and showing how they everything just evolves and stuff like that. Which, man, the Gotham by Gaslight diorama that you put together, that was a nice one. I just have to say that was definitely a good job for that. But dude, I'd say you did a great job overall on the lighting and everything. Your whole setup, the diorama, everything about it looks really, really nice. And you definitely captured the humor of it. So good job, sir. Definitely good job. Let's see. So Next thing we have is Kenneth. Oh, dude, this is a. I mean, man, this was a great shot. That's
gorgeous.
The whole lighting of the image, everything about the water effects. I mean, dude, this is absolutely fantastic, and this is definitely one fight I would love to see. So this was really, really nice. I'd say your lighting is good because you have the sunlight coming in between this area here and shining directly on him. So it would make sense that you have the light up here and the shadows down here. So yeah, this is definitely a good shot all around. The only thing that I would kind of change on this is, again, it's just funny, we've been talking about this earlier, but it's the pose. The pose kind of has them look a little stiff. So I would have made a slight change to it, which this is the reason I want to bring this up. This person, we're not critiquing his photo, but I want to show his photo because he did a similar shot. He actually made a comment on this photo, and so therefore I want to show his image so you guys can be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. Because he pretty much did the same image, but his posing. I like his posing, so that's why I want to show the image. But this is the image here. Pretty much the same thing. But you can see I just like slightly has the foot raised. That's kind of like what you'll typically see whenever Spider-Man. Whenever Superman is just hovering. When he's hovering in the air, this is kind of what you'll see. Just kind of like, one leg will be a little bit raised, and he'll just kind of look like he's floating in the air. You've seen in a number of different poses and stuff like that with just posing Superman. He's usually has just the one leg lifted, just almost like one foot is getting ready to let himself down as he eases down, or when he's floating in the air. So that was my only thing. It's only the pose, but the photo itself looks fantastic, man. I think this is just an absolutely great shot. It just look. I mean, your lighting is really good. Everything about it is good. That's the only thing I would change. Is just a slight movement in the pose for just the legs. I would probably take this leg and just raise it up just a little bit so it looks like he's floating and he's getting ready to attack. So that's the other thing. But other than that, great shot. Absolutely great shot. Next we have Rick. This is good, man. I like this. I can tell, or at least it looks like you added the fog later, or the smoke you added in. I'm assuming like some After Effects to it, but yeah, it looks like at least that's what it looks like on there. But it looks really good. I like your pose to it. So it almost kind of looks like, the guys get ready to be attacked, and right at the last minute, he pulls out his gun and fires a ray. So, yeah, but it's, okay. So you did. Okay. So it's overlay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Cause that's what I was saying. It's almost like the smoke is, it doesn't really look like it's moving like a mind of its own. It looks like it was placed. But still, overall, I'd say it was good. I like your lighting effects here. I like how you got you have your light here, but the light kind of shines on the figure, and you definitely did a good job when you put a little beady in for the eyes. So that's really good. So yeah, I would say overall this is a good shot. The posing is nice. Definitely, I'd say you nailed it as far as, again, getting ready to attack, and then he's taking a hit. So this is definitely a good job on it. I would say my only thing though is I'm assuming you had a light that was shining from down below where he is. I'm assuming that's where it is, where you have. I would honestly, I would put a little more shadow right there. I would have made the lighting just a little bit darker towards the bottom. But that's my only thing. Okay, so you use a single light. Okay, so you had the single light right in front, aiming in front. I probably would have had the light shining down, and I would have brightened the light so that you have you have your light coming down, but it also provides shadows in good enough areas, and that bright light will kind of bleed over to the area. It's a very tricky thing, because if you have the light shining, then sometimes this figure right here might create a shadow over him. So that, that is understandable. It happens. But it all depends upon, just playing around with your lighting. But that's really, again, that's just a minor thing. Because the only thing is, because of where the light is, and because the shot, it's kind of hard to tell where they actually are. Like if they're in a cave, then it would kind of make sense to have that light shining directly ahead. But if they're in some other kind of area where you had an overhead light, where you had room for an overhead light, then yeah, I probably would have gone that route. But overall, I'd say this is definitely a good shot, sir. You did a good job. Let's see. Our next. Oh, actually, yeah, that was our last one. That was our last image. Okay, cool, man. Well, again, thank you guys for submitting your photos. So the next thing we're going to take a look at. These are just a series of photos that we have. We're not going to critique these photos. We're just going to just go through them, take a look at all the images. These are photos that were submitted by you guys in our group. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's take a look at our new image submissions. Good stuff. Some more wrestling shots.
Can't go wrong with those.
I know, right? Yes. Oh, this was one of mine from the Tangerine. I threw a couple of, so you'll see some of my images in there. I was getting excited about this figure. I was like, man, I got to show some of these off. So yeah, I like this shot on here.
I like that too.
Background, the shadows, the light on the sword, fantastic. This was another good one. I really like how the details of this really came out. It's like the other 2099 is still a good figure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is, again, I was trying to throw some lighting in the background on that. I finally got brave enough to take her outside. So I took her outside and got some shots over. The one thing I noticed is 1/6 scale figures are definitely heavier than the 1/12, so it's easier to pose outside without the wind blowing it over. But it worked.
That looks like a Frederick photo.
It is. Yep. Frederick threw this shot in.
I like that. That's a nice looking figure.
She's actually pretty fun to pose. And I found a 1/12 scale motorcycle that I'm going to grab. So I'm going to put her on that too. So it's got some more stuff coming. Nice on the bike. The 1/6 scale version of that bike, absolutely fantastic.
That thing's huge.
Yes, it is. Yes. This is a cool setup.
They did a nice job with that Bernthal Punisher.
Yeah, yeah. I thought this was pretty cool. I like the humor in this one.
Oh, okay. I see what's happening there.
Yeah, we've seen some quite the bloody images have been released recently.
I like this one when I saw it in the group.
Yeah. That's cool.
Nice.
That's cool. Oh, let's see what Kim was saying. How are you feeling? A little Thor. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a nice one. Oh gosh, that's a cool image, but man, I wouldn't want to be them dudes right now. I'm saying.
Nope.
This was an interesting one by Mandy as well.
I love that one. She posted
it. Yeah,
so great.
That was pretty clever. Pretty clever.
I like this one too.
Yeah. Nice shot for the lightning. Sean, very good, sir. I did put your other one in here. Just to let you. I don't think I got them in order, but I did put the other one in there. But it was a nice lighting on that. Really good. This was another nice one, and their werewolf looks really cool.
Smoking.
I think I was actually just looking at a review on that one yesterday for that werewolf figure. That's a pretty cool figure. You know, really good range of motion on that. All the accessories and stuff is really cool.
Oh, okay. I see that.
Yeah, this is more like a flex right there. Flexing the shoes and the hat.
Like that.
We're definitely going to be doing some poses like that too. You know, punching other figures and stuff like that. Because there's certain ways that you can pull that off. So yeah, we'll be trying to discuss as much of that stuff as much as possible.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Wonder where they got that Bane. That's cool.
Oh. It looked like it was maybe just edited in. I think it looked like it.
I wonder if Sean did the Vader picture in this one, if they were kind of like opposite images or mirror images of one another.
I'm not sure. I'm
seeing this guy popping up a lot lately.
Yeah. I like the lighting on that one too. That was good. It's another Herald. He's really phenomenal pictures every time with that. Really good job.
Well, that problem was solved.
Yeah, no. You know, I saw recently that I think there was some blood accessory pack that was recently released. And I think you guys got it because, man, we've been seeing a lot of images lately with a lot of blood stuff on there. So we just see quite a bit of that stuff now with these images. But yeah. So I'm pretty sure we might see more of those things. So yeah, so that'll do it for us for today, you guys. Again, just thank you so much for just being a part of this community, being a part of Toytography, submitting all your photos and everything. Please be on the lookout for the art of posing. We will let you know. We're actually going to be getting started on that, our first episode pretty soon. So probably, I would say within the next week or two, you may actually see something show up. So definitely be on the lookout for that, for what we'll cover. And also, I will be posting in the group. So just keep an eye out for this, because I will be doing this from time to time because we're now doing this show. I'm going to be posting in the group polls for you guys to vote on what you want to see discussed in any of our posing episodes, whether it be a figure, or a type of pose, or anyone that you want to hear from, we'll take all suggestions on that. But we're going to take a pose and see what you guys are going to see, because you guys asked for it. So we're going to be asking you what content you want to have in the show and everything. So we'll definitely, make sure that you guys play a role in what we offer in the show. We're going to start this off as a trial run. We'll see how the show goes. We'll see how the show picks up and things like that. And we'll be definitely checking the feedback that we receive from the show to see if it's something that we can, keep going with it. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So be on the lookout for a poll that'll probably get released or get posted pretty soon, asking you guys what you want to see when it comes to the show. So yeah, so just keep an eye out. So again, thank you guys for tuning in today. Please like, subscribe, please share the channel. We're trying to reach as many people as we possibly can with this thing, just to help and inspire as many people as we can. So again, if you haven't joined the group, join the group. And yeah, we'll definitely catch you guys on our next episode of Toytography Live. We will see you guys next time. Have a great, productive rest of your week. All right. Have a good one, guys. See you later.